Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. Right now, I don't have the good microphone. I don't have the electro voice because I am on the road. I'm out the country at the moment, so bear with me. I'm talking on a headset. But hopefully you guys can hear me. My audio sounds clear. If you guys can do me a favor, check out the links in the description box below. Not only for this video, the link for this video on World Star Hip Hop is in the description box below. I'm not going to play it because, for obvious reasons, I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you want to check out the video for this link or the link for this video, it's in the description box below. If you want to join the Patreon page, link is in the description box below. I posted up 2 new videos in the past week. So salute to everybody over there. They've been well fed. Salute to the Facebook page. Link is in the description box below. If you want to join other like-minded brothers who's traveling and sharing their experiences. All right. So for those that don't know, my name is Splash Wave. I've either been living or traveling abroad for the last 16 years now. This year will make it 16 years. I've been either living or traveling abroad. I lived in Thailand off and on for 8 years. So they were in actually, I first went over to Thailand in 2014. I stayed there for a little while. Then I came back in 2015, left in 2019. So I was there for 4 years. And then I went back at the beginning of 2022 and stayed there for about 10 months. All right. So all in all, in total, about 5 to 6 years, I spent time in Thailand. So I have experience. I know the culture. I know how people are over there. I know about women in the street life. I know about professional men and women. I've even taught kids over there. So I know how the school system is. I know what it's like being a tourist. I know what it's like being an entrepreneur. I know what it's like, being a student and a worker in Thailand. So I know the ins and outs of Thailand. All right. Now, this video on World Star Hip Hop, which is going viral, it says Chicago passport bro gets cut by a Thai sex worker with 2 knives. Didn't want to pay, so she turned the condo into Mortal Kombat. All right. First and foremost, I don't see an article. I just see a video with a caption with a title. All right. We don't know what went on inside of that apartment, inside of that condo. For the most part, in Thailand, on the books, if you read the laws, prostitution is illegal. All right. Prostitution is illegal. Now they let it go on. And they swear up and down, the police department over there in different cities, they swear up and down, we don't see no activity of prostitution. Okay. Right. But that's something they allow and they somewhat sort of turn a blind eye to. All right. So for the most part, you're not even supposed to be prostituting in Thailand. But for the sake of this video, yes, they allow it to go on. We don't know if she went over back to his condo with the understanding that, hey, if I come back and we do something together, you're supposed to pay. Most black men, when they travel abroad to Thailand, they don't pay for sex for the most part, most black men. All right. The way we pull women, or the way most black men pull women in Thailand is, I use my mouthpiece, I use game. She liked me for me. Right. We usually pull women back to the hotel or back to the condo, as an ego boost. Like, hey, man, I didn't have to come out the wallet. She just liked me for me. Most men, especially black men, when they travel and look for women, they look for women that actually like them. They get a certain level of satisfaction and gratification off of a woman liking them. Men just want to be liked. Other races of men, they don't really care so much. Other races of men, they'll go over there with their wallet and they'll say, hey, how much does it cost? I don't care if you like me, whatever. I'm trying to get a nut off, right? I'm trying to go up inside something. Here, how much was it? Here you go. Bye. That's how most other races of men do. But a lot of black men, they go overseas to Thailand, you know, out of many countries, and they like to pull women straight off the mouthpiece. Like, hey man, I talked a good game and she liked me, and I got her back to the hotel and condo and we did our thing. All right. I can't tell you how many times living in Thailand for all those years, how many times I've seen men bring women back to their condo, to their apartment, to their hotel, only for them to have a good time. And then, and she says, oh, I'm not a sex worker. But then later on in the night or in the morning, she's like, nah, you owe me this. And the men be like, hold up, you said you weren't a sex worker. Well, I lied, I want some money. No, I'm not paying you anything because you never told me you were a sex worker. Well, you better pay me something or I'll make a phone call and I'll make it very difficult for you here in Thailand. So they just give them the money. I've seen that many, many times. That's robbery. All right. That is robbery. As you can see, it's during the day. Brothers really don't pull. I'm not saying brothers don't pull women during the day, but I know a lot of guys, especially when they go to Pattaya or Phuket, brothers, like some guys, they done been to Thailand so much, they room during the day because they out all night. Then in the late afternoon, they go get themselves something to eat. They might stop at the mall. Then they go to Walking Street. There's a Walking Street in Pattaya and Phuket. They go to Walking Street. They party all night. They might bring a chick back. They do their thing. It's early in the afternoon by the time they get up, and they take a shower, they get ready, and they figure out what they're gonna do again for that night. But this is during the day, so I know he didn't go out or call nobody during the day, in the morning or early afternoon, to come through, handle business, and then leave, paid leave, and then go back out at night. I don't believe that. I believe that he met her at the club the night before. She never said that she was a sex worker. Then she probably switched things up on him in the morning and was like, nah, I'm not paying you nothing. Right? That's not what we agreed upon. You never told me you was a sex worker, yada, yada. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people are calling him a pooky or whatever. Let me tell y'all something. That woman was in the wrong, because there's a lot of women over in these countries that try to get over on men, that they present themselves as, hey, I'm just a regular girl, but then ask for money later on and get mad when a man didn't give them no money, because saying that they're a sex worker, that turns a lot of men off. And you probably hanging out in spots where they playing hip hop. There's a lot of brothers there, and that's not how brothers really get down. Culturally, that's just not how a lot of brothers get down. So you want two things for one. You want affection and money out of a black man, and you're only really going to get one. The only way you're going to get money out of a black man is if you kind of maintain a long-term relationship. All right. This is why a lot of women need pimps, because obviously she's not smart enough to really see that. Now you're getting pissed off. You pulling out knives. You want to stab somebody, and she was in the wrong. You know why? Because if this would have happened in America, because all this was caught on camera, if this would have happened in America, that man would have been allowed to shoot that bitch. All right. If he would have shot that bitch in America, they would have said, hey, it's justified. She came at him with a knife. They don't know what went on inside that room. And don't let there be cameras inside of that room, especially if it was in America. I got cameras inside of my house, and you could hear the conversation, because you could hear the little scuffle. All right. If there's cameras inside and outside of a home or a condo, and he would have shot her in America, it would have been justified. So I don't know why. And this goes back to the last video, the last live stream that I made right before this one, when I was talking about, what's her name? Aisha Banks. Hold on. Let me get her name real quick. Alicia Burney. Sorry. My apologies. Rest in peace to that woman. I didn't say this because of her. I gave my condolences to her and her family, and then I shed also shed light on uh, a different subject away from her, because everybody was giving their condolences and saying, "Oh, rest in peace," this, that, and the third. And that week, 3 women had lost their lives in the media that we know of, traveling abroad, that were American. It was her in Mexico, another woman in the DR, and there was another woman somewhere else. I forgot her name. But I said, hey, I don't see women, or men or women, shitting on those women for losing their lives and being abroad, using their passports, traveling abroad, having a good time. And I don't see nobody shitting on them. But when it happens to a man, they always shit on them. This brother right here, they got all kind of jokes for him. They calling him a passport pookie, which really is a euphemism for just any black man that travels abroad. So no matter what you do, you could be doing the right thing. You can be doing sketchy things. You still gonna get shitted on as a black man traveling abroad, right? There's a YouTuber in Brazil. He's tatted up, right? And a subscriber of a different YouTuber that's close to him approached one of the women that was around him and was kind of basically just hating on this brother that's a YouTuber in Brazil, calling him a passport pookie and all this other shit. I'm like, why is he a passport pookie? Basically, you calling him the N-word. It's another way of calling somebody the N-word. What makes him a passport pookie, right? Why? Because he's on YouTube, walking around with women and bringing them back to his condo, his apartment. What's wrong with that? He's not committing a crime. There's nothing wrong with that. Why? Because he has tattoos all over himself. This is 2025. All right. When you go to Brazil, when you go to Colombia, when you go to Panama, you'll meet a bunch of women with tattoos all over their hand, their chest, and their neck. How come nobody is highlighting this, shitting on them? That might not be my preference, but sounds to me this brother went down there to Brazil, inked up like a lot of women down there, right? So basically he fits in. There's a lot of black people down there with a bunch of tattoos on themselves. There's a lot of non-black people in Brazil that are Brazilian that have a bunch of tattoos all over them. Why is he singled out for being a passport pookie, right? And then the women he has on video, he has their consent to put them on video. He has the okay from them to put them on video. So what's the problem, right? If I'm promoting a lifestyle, why am I a passport pookie? Which, in other words, you just calling somebody an N-word. What's wrong with him bringing a woman back to his apartment or condo? There's nothing wrong. That bitch was in the wrong, because I can guarantee you, she didn't present herself as a sex worker and then wanted some money later on. And when he told her no, she grabbed a knife and attacked him. I've been talking about for years how sketchy a lot of the women are in Thailand. They get mad over anything. Most women in Thailand, let me tell you, when you're in the beginning stages and you get to know a woman and you ask questions, I've met dozens of women that told me, why the fuck you asking me all these questions? What are you the police? I'm like, damn. So I'm asking you your name. I'm asking you, what do you do for a living? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your free time? And that's a problem, asking you questions like I'm the police. Like, women are fucking insane in Thailand. That's why I got up out of there. So it's no surprise that I'm seeing a woman attacking a man with a knife. It doesn't matter. And even if you did, right? Even if you did present yourself as a sex worker and you agreed upon a certain price, you're supposed to go to the police and tell them about it, since it's so legal, right? Because in like countries like Panama, if you're a sex worker, you have to register yourself as a sex worker and carry around an identification card when you're a sex worker and you're sex working in the country of Panama. That's what makes it legal. And if you have a verbal agreement and there's no money exchange, you can go to the police, since it's so legal. Why didn't you go to the police and report this man for not paying you for the services that you provided? Why? Because number one, it's not legal. And number two, you probably pulled the okey doke on him. So I don't feel sorry for this person right here. Y'all need to stop demonizing this man. That's just what goes on in Thailand. But I'm telling you, um, you know, that's just what goes on. And what I'm seeing here is a crime on her part. This woman could have killed him, right? This woman could have killed him. In America, especially in Texas, you could shoot the shit out of that bitch. And when the cops showed up, they'd have been like, hey, justified. Don't even worry about it. Right? Justified. Don't even worry about it. That bitch had it coming. Why? You don't handle discrepancies with a knife on somebody. The fuck? You crazy? You don't handle discrepancies with a knife on somebody. That's why guns are made. Right? Play around with that dumb shit. I don't have to wrestle with you. I don't have to scrap with you. Yeah. I'll make you act right now. You put that knife down. You better put that knife down. Doing that type of shit in America. So nah, I don't feel sorry for her. She had it coming, right? She had it coming. He didn't do enough. He didn't do enough because, in Thailand, you can't have, I don't want to promote violence on here. I'm not promoting violence, right? I'm promoting defending yourself. There was no reason why you should have put a knife on him, regardless if you had an agreement or not, right? You go to law enforcement. You took matters into your own hand, and now you turn it into some gangster shit. And the brother needs to get in the gym because he was struggling too hard with that woman, right? He made multiple attempts to get her out of the apartment because, he was, she ran back in there like 4 or 5 times, all right? You look like you fit, but you're not as strong as you look, my brother. Like, you need to hit the free weights, right? Do some cardio, do some curls, do some squats. Because that woman had a lot of strength in her legs. You were struggling with her. But other than that, he didn't do anything wrong, right? Because I don't see an article on this. I just see a video and they just put any old caption on this video. I bet that she did not present herself as a sex worker. I've seen this many, 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 many times, right? Then they try to get money out of, no. Because if you would have presented yourself as a sex worker, I wouldn't have fucked with you. All right? And you're going to pull a knife. It don't matter if it doesn't matter, right? Even if she did, it does not matter. You don't try to take matters into your own hand and try to unalive somebody because they don't want to pay you your little funky $20, $30 for sex. Now, some people, when they're in a situation like that, hey, man, just pay the bitch and go. But she getting violent like that? Nah. Because it couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. Like, it couldn't have been me. You trying to, I'd have used that same weapon that you tried against me. I'll use that against you to defend myself. But he did the right thing by not doing that, right? Just getting her up out of there. Because they got the caption on World Star as street worker 304. Man, let me tell you, I bet he met her in the club and she did not present herself as a street worker. Because let me tell you, people from all over the world, they come over to America and they do the most. They do the most. Asians from different countries, there are people who fly straight and do their own thing, but there's a lot of people who come over to America from Asian countries and do the most. Right now in Houston, I mean, it's been going on in Houston for years, where they still in these catalytic converters. The people who are spearheading that ring, that catalytic converter ring, are the Vietnamese people in Houston, right? They did entire bus where they'll go to some of these little scrap yards. They'll find a bunch of catalytic converters that they stole off of trucks, like millions of dollars worth of catalytic converters, just stashed in a yard that they own. They do a big bust and arrest a whole bunch of Vietnamese people. Man, they come over here and do the most, right? Y'all don't call them passport pookies or nothing like that. We're not going over here doing that. We going over to these countries. We spending money. We boosting the economy. We having a good time, right? We give some feel good to a woman, and if you're nice enough, I might drop a couple of dollars if you're nice enough. But the exchange of sex for money, a lot of brothers just don't engage in that. I'm not saying all, but a lot of brothers don't engage in that. Long term, a brother will trick off on you if you're nice to him. That's the whole thing that modern women don't understand, right? You want money out of a black man, you have to be nice to him for quite some time. You have to actually pretend to like him over a period of time, right? That's not how it works. And if you don't understand the psychology, the psyche, and the ideology of the men you're dealing with, you don't need to be doing this shit that you're doing. If you have to resort in grabbing a knife to stabbing somebody, you don't need to be in the game at all, right? You don't need to be in the game. That's why bitches need pimps. Because a pimp, first of all, I don't even want to go down that path really. But under some instructions and rules, that shit wouldn't have happened. And if it did happen, that shit wouldn't have happened again. That shit wouldn't have happened again. Under some rules and instructions from a man, that man would have dealt with her when she got back and made her go back to him and apologize. But I'm not trying to talk about criminal activity. I'm talking about protecting yourself. You have a God-given right to protect yourself. You're not protecting yourself asking money for a man, right? If this is so legal, you would have went back to the club that y'all went to and be like, hey, this guy that came to the club the other night, we had an agreement that he was supposed to pay this. He didn't pay that. The club would have been like, hey, look, I seen you in here last night or whatever. We need to fix this, right? Either you pay up or you get off the strip, if that's what she said, right? Or you went to law enforcement and make him pay. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you this man right here probably said, hey, man, she never said that she was a sex worker. If that's what I was looking for, then, and on top of that, man, it looked like she spent the night and y'all had a good old time. And second of all, last but not least, last but not least, right? And this is why I say you need to be up under some instructions and rules. Why the fuck did you not get the money in the beginning? Why the fuck did you wait? If there was money involved for exchange for your services, why didn't you get the money in the beginning? Why are you waiting till later on in the next day to get your money? That's not what the fuck you do. There's a deposit, and then you want some more shit, there's an open tab. But you get the money first if that's what you about. See, I mean, these new age bitches who were born in 2005 are very slow. But like, hey, I know more than a man. I'm smarter than men. No, bitch, you're not that smart. You still need some instructions. Next work, you get the money first. Hey, 1,000 baht, 1,000 baht, or I'm not going. Okay, here. All right, let's go. Fuck you showing up to a man's spot at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you leaving at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, talking about you owe me money. You should have had your money already. The money should have been in your purse the moment you step foot in the room. It should have been in your purse already. So there shouldn't have been no discrepancy. Right? So I don't want to hear it, man. I'm on this brother's side. Look, that is not a passport, Pookie. As far as I'm concerned, uh, forget about the books. Socially, openly, it seemed like it's legal over there, and yeah, there's going to be some good business that's done. There's going to be some bad business that's done, but there's going to be some people that are going to pull an okey doke on you. This woman tried to pull an okey doke. This woman was doing the most trying to pull an okey doke, and he wasn't going for it. All right. There's a lot of guys that have just been like, all right, here you go. But me, I'm telling you, like living in Thailand for so many years, everybody just trying to get over on you. You get to a point where you like, nah, fuck that. I'm sick and tired of people trying to get over on me. I'm sick and tired of people disrespecting me because my epidermis is darker than theirs. I'm sick and tired of people shitting on me for being where I'm from, or uh, in their own language, talking crazy about me, not giving me the proper service that I deserve, getting in a taxi cab and they trying to hustle me because they act like I don't know how much a taxi ride is supposed to cost in Thailand. I'm sick and tired of people trying to get over on me. This will never happen again. And he has the right to feel that way. We protect people who aren't even American citizens in America. All right. So, this man needs to be protected. That bitch right there, stop hoeing because technically it's illegal. If you can't get the money up front, then what the fuck is wrong with you? And more than likely, if you trying to get over, if you trying to go at an indirect, if you're trying to get money at an indirect angle from a man, then you shouldn't be doing what it is that you're doing. I don't feel sorry for her whatsoever. I feel sorry for the brother. This went viral, and it's making its ways around different social media platforms. That man needs to be protected because they come over to America and they sell pussy. You go to New York, you go to all these different states, cities, major cities around America. They come over and sell pussy. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of countries that Thai women are banned from. Like in Korea, a Thai woman could be dressed with some decorum, could be dressed, business professional. She can get a visa from the immigration office, from the South Korean embassy, right? She could get a tourist from the South Korean embassy. She could meet the requirements, have the right amount of money she's supposed to have in her bank, show proof with bank statements, and an immigration officer in Korea will look at everything like, okay, yeah, she qualifies, but I just don't feel like letting her through. Fuck her. Nah, you're not gonna finna come up in here and sell pussy. Nah, we don't want you up in here. Even if you're not selling pussy, I don't feel like letting you through. That happens to Thai women all the time, right? Because they think, all right, they just gonna come here, sell pussy, set up shop, and they will not leave. They'll be on overstay. We're not going to allow it, even if that's not her intentions. If they just feel like it, so be that it may. A lot of people, not just from Thailand, but from all different walks of life, come over to America, sell pussy, right? And nobody says anything about it. There's no outcry in the public media about it. Hell, we have a problem of our own local women, indirectly trying to sell sex out on the street. We got an issue of our own women doing that, let alone immigrants doing that, right? So this man wasn't going over there committing no crime. She's committing the crime. I don't care if somebody ran off, stole something from you, or you lied about uh whatever it is that you saying, your business get down, you lied, or he's trying to finesse you. Somebody was trying to finesse somebody. All right. You don't handle discrepancies like that. That man didn't hold you against your will. You didn't pay for that room. You're not being kidnapped. He wants you to go. That's not how you handle a discrepancy. All right. What do you think she did after that right there. Do you think she went to the police? Do you think she called up some men in her family? No, that bitch went home. That bitch went home because if a crime was committed, she would have called the police. So, hey man, look, this is why I don't a lot of women, not saying all, but a lot of women in Thailand are very sketchy. Even the ones that aren't in the streets, they're very sketchy. They get mad and upset over anything. Anything. They get mad. They kind of have a moment of clarity like, damn, am I actually talking to somebody this dark and treating them with respect? What am I doing? I'm telling you, they think like that over there. So, and I dare anybody in the comment section to try to challenge me to say something otherwise. Man, look, I've done everything legally. Legally, I've done everything in Thailand. I've been there. I was there long enough. I know how they are. I'm not some tourist who's only been there a total of 8 weeks throughout the years. No, I've lived there for years in Thailand. Anyways, man, like, subscribe, share this video. Check out the links in the description box below. I'm over them out. Peace.